Dwapar Yuga, Arjuna has a fight with Kauravas who were intent on destroying them. And is Durga Devi, who's killed this demon called Mahishasur. So, what is the background about we are talking about Vijayadashmi specifically? So, Lord Ram incarnated to protect the innocent and destroy all evil. And Lord Ram is nothing but the incarnation of Lord Krishna himself, and is supposed to be born of that. So, once happened that in Vishnu, Vijay and Vijay, who were the gatekeepers of Vaikuntha, they were cursed to become the enemies of the Lord. And as you can see in this picture, there are four small boys who are just 5-year-old, and they are actually four Kumars. And they wanted to have darshan of Lord Vishnu. But here, Jay and Vijay thought that they are ordinary children and they thought that they are going to disturb our master. So they started stopping them. And since they were being interrupted, being typical 5-year-olds, they got very angry. That the way you are trying to distance ourselves from our Lord, so we pursue that you also suffer the same consequences. And that's why they just left. But then suddenly Lord Vishnu came and they were pardoned, but the curse had to be fructified. So it curse happened in three lives. Satyug, in which Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha were killed by Varaha and Nrsimha. Treta Yuga, which we are talking about, Ravana and Kumbhakarna, both of them as brothers, who were killed by Lord Rama. And finally in Dwapar Yuga, Shishupal and Dantavakra by Lord Krishna himself. Now, the question is, why were they cursed? Were they justified in getting cursed, or it was an error? What could be the possible reason? Why were they cursed? Can somebody answer or try? Yes, bro.
Because this time Vijay, they didn't let four Kumaras to enter from the gate of Vaikuntha. So that's why.
Yeah, that is very logical.
So then the four Kumaras, they cursed Jai and Vijay.
Yeah, that we discussed just now.
Yeah.
But were they justified to receive the curse from Jai and Vijay? Because let's see, if somebody is trying to enter my venue or my place, and I'm under order not to allow anybody to come in, and I don't think I'll be having walkie-talkie to just excuse me, this person comes, do you want to entertain him or not? Because I'm not secretary, I'm a gatekeeper out there. So do you think were they justified in getting cursed? That is the question.
I think they had made some, they were unattentive of Lakshmi or something. There was some kind of.
So where does Lakshmi come in? They did not want to visit. The four Kumars wanted to actually visit Lord
I mean,
Narayan.
Jai and Vijay, they were. How was it? Do you remember? They were inattentive towards Lakshmi or something. So that was the internal reason. If I remember correctly. Yeah.
Maybe more esoteric reason.
Yeah.
But the boys, they were.
See, here the cause and effect is that the boys come in, they are not allowed to come in, they get angry and they curse. But if you think from Jai and Vijay's perspective, the thing is that they are just following their duties, they are following their orders. That's why it is they say don't never shoot the messenger. If a messenger is coming the message and you don't like the message, you want to punish the messenger, you shouldn't do that. That's what Vishnu was also telling when they were trying to punish Lord Hanuman. So if you realize from that perspective, you will be lured into believing that they were right. They should not have been cursed, but they were cursed all the same. This is not a game of actual table tennis that as ball comes, I just pass on the other side of the court. Here it is like there are various factors which are playing. That's what makes this science very, very tricky. One thing is that there are various reasons, but one of the reasons was that Lord Vishnu or Sri Krishna himself was getting a bit bored and he wanted some sort of entertainment. So, and he also realized that they may be also getting bored, so they need some sort of recreation. So Jaya Vijaya, they were put in a situation where, of course, they could have rectified maybe that one of them said, you stay, I'll go and just check with him and then I'll come back to you. But then they were disillusioned and they thought that okay, nearby they are disturbing, you cannot go in. They just behaved in typical manner. And you see that when we go to any place, any palace or any temple, Generally, other than temple, generally if you go to any place, generally gatekeepers try to stop you. And here, since I'm going to schools, I realize that unless somebody opens the door, I can't even enter. Forget about it. There's no even gatekeeper to entertain. And of course, he wanted to have pastime with them. That is one reason. And of course, it was there also slightly erroneous, but of course, that is also coming from Krishna Lila only that they were misplaced. They were actually slightly confused. They did not even ask, and they behaved being typical gatekeeper. Who are you coming? You can't come in. So that is also one of the reasons. And for Lakshmi's reason, I wouldn't know about out here. But here directly, these are three parties which we are talking about.
And it's more like esoteric reason.
The thing is that here three parties we are talking, and external reason could be anything. And then when we talk about Vijayadashmi, this is the day in which Ravan was slayed by Ram. Of course, he had abducted. If you abduct somebody's life, you don't expect that to be very forgiving. So that had to happen. But of course, he had done many other things. And since he had taken, Ram had asked to release her, but Ravan was not willing to do that also. Of course, he had performed his various penances, and then he had for 10,000 years, and he received a boon from Lord Brahma that he could not be killed by God, demon, or spirits. That was the verdict which Ravan had used, and that's where he was given. But for everything, there's some fine print and some riders. So you can say that, okay, Ravan forgot that how human beings, but the fact of the thing remains that Ravan thought that human beings are just simply not capable enough to even think about fighting against me when I can fight with everybody else. So he had let go deliberately. So in this battle, Ram actually killed Ravan and ended his rule or kingdom or his atrocities from this earth. So this festival is also representative of victory of good over evil. And now comes another question. When he performed for dance for 10,000 years, 10,000 years is a long time. If you ask me to do 16 round chanting sitting out here, I may start getting uncomfortable. And here we are talking to a person who's praying for 10,000 years. Then first question is, why did he pray to Lord Brahma? And what was his mistake when asking for boon? Anybody? I'm sorry, but I have this habit of making everything interactive. I just cannot remain just talking, and because I know most of the people either go to sleep or they start thinking something else. So these are the two questions. Because this is when I'm about to say something, I think that I could be asking this question to myself. So anybody, why to Lord Brahma? And that too for 10,000 years.
Maybe Lord Brahma wanted to be like an example, that this is how you want to have something good, or you want to ask for a boon, you need to do this severe penance.
Mataji, let me put it this way, that you are Brahma and the one sitting to you is Mahesh and the next to you is Vishnu. Okay. So my question is that not about you choosing, it's about the person who is choosing to pray to you. Why is he doing that? Why not other? Why you? That is the question. Why did Rama choose Brahma? I didn't say that. Why did Brahma choose Rama? Because if somebody comes to you at your door and says, I'll give something, you have two options, either you give or you don't give. But why is the person coming to you in the first place? That is the question.
Maybe it is easy to please Lord Brahma.
Prabhu says that maybe it's easy to praise Brahma. Please Brahma. Are you sure about that? Then why do we say Lord Shiva is the Ashutosh or the easily pleased? And we have seen many examples that the minute a person he says, okay, I want a blessing, I put my head on somebody's hand and that person dies. So he says, okay, and so okay, let me try on you. So that's very simplistic. Then I would say, by that logic, he should have prayed to Lord Shiva. Of course, he did, when he got his boon, he of course prayed to Shiva also, of course, when he was being punished. For 10,000 years, again, his hand was under the mountain when he was trying to lift Mount Kailash because he thought he was very powerful in any case. Yeah?
he was inimical to Vishnu. He was enemy inimical to Vishnu, so the demon. So he was praying to Lord Brahma.
You're absolutely correct because he is inimical and he was actually against Lord Vishnu. So that's very correct. But fact of thing is that why not, as Prabhu said, why not ask Lord Shiva in that case?
That I can say probably why not to Lord Brahma.
See, first thing is correct. Why not Vishnu? Because he's inimical. He wants to be powerful so that to defeat him. But then, of course, as we saw later on, we realized that he did not think that Lord Shiva is that capable. He thought that entire creation is created by Lord Brahma. He is not wondering that who against whose instructions, but he is thinking that okay, since he is the creator, I ask the creator only. And that's where when he became very arrogant with his power, he started to pick up this entire Mount Kailash itself. And at the time, Lord Shiva just put his toe, big toe on the mountain and put little pressure, and then his hands were under this mountain. And that's the reason that he kept on crying, and then when he got his senses and started praying, then he received boon from Vishnu, from Lord Shiva also. So that was a tough question. Okay, then what was his mistake while asking for the boon?
He didn't mention that he should be. He said that he should not be killed by gods, demons, or spirits. But Rama he is an avatar, a human form. He took a human form. So he didn't mention he should not be killed by a man.
Yeah, that's the thing. But the thing is that his ego or his pride was so much. First of all, if he is not even thinking that Lord Shiva is capable person for his prayers, so he's not even looking at them. What to talk about human beings? So he was taking that very ordinary. But he was son of a Brahmin and demoness. So at the same time, so he should have, and if he's Sarvagyata of all the Vedas, and there's a literature by Rama, it's called Ravan Samhita, which he is also predicted everything. The fatal mistake out here is that when he realized that in his previous life also, okay, he forgot his identity, but he did not remember that Hiranyakashipu made the same mistake. Hiranyakashipu was also asking for a typical boon and he was asking for Lord Brahma and at the end he was fell for his own boon. And if you are ignorant, that's understood. But if you are Gyata of all the Vedas and if you are supposed to know of all the Vedas, you cannot make that one mistake. That was a bigger mistake that he did not find. And in any case, even if he had found something, Krishna was how to tell the words also. So he would have done something else. But here it was a fatal mistake in Ravan's case. So where did Ravan come? Why did Ram come? Because everyone gave me some demons or something, but when he realized that it is something big. So Parvadana Sadhunam Vinashya Duskritam Tam Sambhavna Yudhenge. So whenever there is a form of religion and that time rise of irreligion, that is the time Lord Vishnu or Vishnu Avatar or Lord Krishna himself comes. So that is one of the prime reasons. Of course, as we understood that he had to also take care of this curse of four Kumars. So this was the second part. So they won't be relieved. So at the same time, he wanted to make them more and more powerful. Because the more of the demon, that actually glorifies the victory also. And is there any reason that comes to mind? Lord Ram came, and there's another one main reason why he also come in this. In fact, we are going to Treta Yuga right now, Treta Yuga. After that comes Dwapar Yuga. In other religions, it is Dwapar which comes before Treta, because Dwapar means 2 and Treta means 3. So here we are talking Treta Yuga which comes before Dwapar Yuga. So why did Lord Ram come? That's another reason. Anybody? We understand something like this. When any avatar comes, he is more like a delivery man who's come here to deliver everybody's post. Everybody's karma will be delivered. So one reason was that Ravan had to be taken care of. Ravan and Kumbhakarna, of course. Jaya is one more rectification. But there is one more reason. Anybody aware of it?
to teach humans the way of living by ruling.
Oh, that is already mentioned in the shloka. Well, I would not be asking something which is already there.
Okay.
To basically free Ahilyabai, who was a statue, stone statue, cursed by her own husband, Gautam Rishi. Because she was caught with Indra and then she was supposed to become a statue. And then when she asked for forgiveness, so he was told that, okay, when Lord Vishnu himself comes and touches you, then you will come. And if they were following the cyclical age, so entire you would go away before she would be relieved. So that is another reason why Lord Ram had to come early in Treta Yuga itself. And Treta Yuga itself was changed for that. So because he is with causeless mercy and he remembers, because if we have to do something, if I have to go to office, I think only about how to go to reach that place. But when God comes, he always remembers that there are many other things that need to be finished while on my way when I'm going this journey. So that was another reason why he comes. So he came with Maharaj Shaku's family and along with internal potency Sita. And again, it was, we can always check, but it was orchestrated. His will was so that the Maharaj Dashrath had to tell him that he would please go for Vanvas for 14 years. And then wife being, she said, I'm supposed to be on that half over half, so I must come with you. So she came along. And Lakshman said that, who will protect you and my sister-in-law? So I was come along. So they three left along with him. And please understand, you might find I'm sound very easy, but then there's another question that comes up. So when we talk about Lord Ram, so demigods wanted Supreme Personal Godhead to come himself. So this time he comes with himself, his own self, his expansion and expansion and expansion of the expansion. That's why Ram, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughan, he comes in 4 avatars in this year as sons of Maharaj Bharat. So now comes the question, when he is in Vanvas and his wife is kidnapped, so he's searching and he's God, he knows everything. What is happening past, what is present, what is future. Because God is supposed to know everything. It's not like us that we know only what has happened right now and we are reacting to that. And He is Paramatma, He is everywhere. But then when his wife is kidnapped, like a typical human being, he is asking everybody, where is Sita? And then he is checking everywhere. And then he is making friends and he is forming alliances. The question out here is that anybody who is skeptical will say that if Lord Ram is God, then why is he searching for everybody? Why he needs everybody's help? This is one question. If you can answer, great. Otherwise, this question will come later on. Or anybody would like to answer right now?
Lord wanted to set an example.
Mm-hmm.
He came in a human form and he wanted to show how to deal with the daily problematic issues in our life.
I mean to say that
Suffering.
by the accident, I'm sorry, but are you married?
No problem.
Okay. If you're married, or let's say with your parents, somebody important person in your life is suddenly kidnapped, is it really happening? Anyway, I'm not saying you're wrong, you're right, but let's proceed further. Then it becomes more intense. So when we form alliances, and then Lord Ram asks Hanuman to go and find Sita. Sita, of course, and Lord Hanuman is going along with the other group of monkeys or other. Actually, none of them is monkeys. They are all coming from demigod forms, but here they are playing the part of the monkey. Here we were getting many cues. First thing was given by the cue when she was being kidnapped. So all these they were sitting, and then he was doing pushpak, this celestial aeroplane. So in which spacecraft they were going, and then she started dropping his jewelry. So that jewelry was with them. So they had one clue that okay, she has been kidnapped. Who are we talking about? So they had some idea. Otherwise, then when they proceeded further, and then they found the information given by Jatayu. And then there were other information, and then they found Sampati. Sampati was brother of Jatayu. They were like, again, very long-living brothers, but they were very good devotees. So Sampati had mentioned that Ravan has gone in that direction. So till that time they had not okay, she was kidnapped, but where to? So that's where he was guiding them. And here again is the pastime that Lord Hanuman, he is playing typical role of a monkey, so he was very mischievous right from childhood days. So he was also cursed to forget all his powers. And then, because he was trying to bottle up sun god itself, so that's the time where Indra had hit his this chin, which is called Hanu, and that's the reason why his name became Hanuman. And that is one reason. And then he was given many blessings that he could fly, he could not be killed by any weapon, he could not be killed by anything. And in fact, Lord Yamal had said that he would never be killed. So he had all the blessings. But then, being a typical monkey, he was showing those characters and he was very mischievous. And Satan he cannot do anything because he's blessed by demigods and he's son of demigod himself. So he cannot do anything. So he said the worst thing you are doing is we have to take care of that. You forget everything. So everyone was saying that, okay, Lanka is so far away, I can jump this way. Angad said, I can go, but then I cannot come back. Angad was the crown prince out there. And everybody was mentioning something, then, but they were all falling short. So then, Hanuman was reminded that, okay, and he was given this blessing that if somebody reminds you of your power, when the right time comes, you have to told, and then you remember everything. So that time, Lord Hanuman remembered his powers, and that's why he could just make a jump and get all the information. Not only this, there's a pastime, there was a demoness called Susa, who was in the river, and she had this capability that she could capture a person by the shadow. So she started opening her mouth. So he just said, okay, right now you can eat me when I come back. Because right now I have to deliver the message. She said, no, I cannot. Why should I trust you? He said, okay, let's say if you can eat me. And then she started opening her mouth. So Lord Hanuman became quite big in size. When she opened her mouth very big, became very small and came out. So he said, now your thing is done or mine is done. She said, basically I just wanted to bless you. Check, are you prepared or not? So she also blessed. So then he was out there and then being he's an ideal person who serves because his directive was you have to go and find out where Sita is. Then he goes there and finds intelligence also. And to strike fear, he burns Lanka also and he creates a devastation so that everybody knows that who are you going to get against. So then he goes and gives a message to Mother Sita, and from Mother Sita he gets the ring which she had given as a memory. So that she gives it to Lord Ram, so she also conveys the message. So he does all that. So here we get one example of a devotee who's like first grade person. And then when they finally got the message and then they came to the seashore where they had to cross over and they realized there's a big sea in front of them. Just before that, another devotee, Lord Vibhishan, who's brother of or step brother of Ram, who was insulted. So he had come in and taken shelter. So he is guiding that, okay, yes, he was very angry that why are you giving shelter to this person? A demon can always change colors. Because if he's not true to his own brother, how will he be true to us? And it's logical also. And then Lord Ram says that if anybody says I'm yours, so I accept that and I also become his. And I protect him till the time it's needed. So then he was also agreeable. So then he was taken in the side. And then he said, okay, if you have to cross, why don't you ask one way? This person who's an ocean god, why don't you just tell that and then we can easily go. So then he started praying. But Varun also realized, okay, I'm a human being praying, why should I bother? So then Lord Ram again gets angry and then he says, okay, I'll shoot you and actually dry you out. So they won't get any water, so we'll just cross over. So then he realized that, okay, me and my family have to give it devastated. So he says, in your team, you have two monkeys, Nal and Neel, they were also cursed. That water goes through water, they will float. So why don't you just take their help? So that's how this bridge was built, Ram Setu, which still exists. Though it's gone a little bit underwater, but it's still visible. So the bridge was built and then they could cross over. So here we see a case of Vibhishan who is giving ideas, and then we are seeing another need. There are two monkeys who are helping them. And then we see that finally when they manage to reach there, they had a fight. And then Lord told him by killing all his important officers, including sons, everybody, that he said that okay, since you did not do the right thing, Everything what you did was quite simple, and you try to harm others. You try to take what was not yours, so for that you will punish. And then Ram was killed. And all his followers, everybody started crying and they started lamenting. And Ram started vomiting blood because he was dying. So here Prabhupada mentions, it comes from Srimad Bhagavatam, that when a person's pious credits, or put in very simple terms, when you are rich and you have a bank account, but when your bank account goes becomes zero, either you become debt or you become poor in any case. So likewise, when a pious man who is living in a very exalted position, and when that person loses all the credits, then that person falls down. So this is one thing which we have to be very careful about. So Shilpa also mentioned that, as we see in this case of Ram, that howsoever powerful you are, but if you are condemned by God, nobody can save you. And at the same time, you can be very, very weak, but Lord will protect you, whatever happens. Like we have seen in Prahlad Maharaj's case also. His own father was trying to kill him, but since he was a devotee of Vishnu, so nothing will happen to him. Now comes the question. So we have seen that in Ramayana there are many, many devotees who do various services. And these devotees are helping in all the manner. Now, if you realize there's one example when Indrajit or Meghnad or Ravan's son, he was supposed to be one of the most powerful demons. And he, through this Nagastra, like all the arrows were becoming like snakes and they fell over all over monkeys, and Ram and Lakshman, all of them appeared like fainted. And that was the time Garuda or Vahana of Lord Vishnu came, and the minute he came, all these snakes they just vanished because they were scared of Garuda. So when Lord Ram thanked Garuda, he said, "Thank you." He said, "No, I thank you because you gave me this opportunity to serve you." That is another example which again happened in Ramayana only. And we have seen that Lakshmana was fainted, and then that is the time Lord Hanuman went to get this medicines, and he ended up getting entire mountain. So, you know, again and again, we are seeing the power of devotees coming to the fore. And then Hanuman was being burned. So, of course, he had a blessing that he won't be burned. But then he must also take all the sufferings for Lord, and then after that, he just devoted every years. You see, in narration, he leaves everything just to prove that Ram is pious person and Ravan is bad person, and I'm telling him he's still not listening. So he just left everything and he came to Vishnu. Of course, he's enshrined as king in Ravan's place. That is there. Then and there is Angad, whose father was killed by Lord Ram himself. But then he realized that his father had made a mistake, so that's why he was serving Ram. So he was the crown prince. So he was also there. And then when Angad went there, that's why it's called Angad Pound. So he went to Ron's place, Ron's palace, and he says, "Okay." He said, "What are you doing? Your father and I were friends. Bali and I were friends. So why are you doing this?" I'm sorry, I meant said Suri earlier, but yeah, he was Bali's friend. So he said, "You should be following me, and why should you do this?" He said, "No, I follow only what is right, yes." And he said, "But you are near me, how can I help? We'll destroy you, you will not go outside." He said, "Okay, let's see how powerful you are." He said, "Put his foot out there in the court," and he said, "Okay, if you are really that powerful as you claim, just try lifting my leg. Forget about killing anybody. Just lift my leg. And I'm one of the monkeys, there are many like me." And everybody tried. Nobody could do. And Ram himself came. He said, "No, you are the king, so let me not overstep my maryada or my regards for you. But I'm just telling you, please don't boast when you cannot fulfill. I'm an ordinary person." So that's why here Angad is also highlighted. And here you see Bharat Maharaj, he was waiting for 14 years just because he was about to become king, but he was devoted to Lord Ram, so he also does that. So you see that Ramayana is a complex story of many people who came and served Lord. So the question again comes, does Lord Ram need or does God need our help? Because if he is supposed to know everything, past, present, and future, does he need our help?
No,
So why does he do that?
To engage every devotee in whatever service they can.
Well, in this temple only we are trying to engage every devotee in service. Is that helping? And if you are talking about devotion, so how come that Kakai had to instigate that Ram has to go?
It's the intention.
I'm sorry?
It's the intention of devotees to do some kind of service. Or
So you mean to say when Kakai was instigating, Kakai was being instigated by mantra that okay, please ask Ram to go away for one pass because if if Ram becomes a king, crown prince means king. So then your son becomes his servant. So and I become servant. So I don't know what will be my thing. I'll be mayor's servant, but what will be my destiny? So it's better that you do that. So her intention was actually cruel. And then when Kakeyi understood, she also became cruel. So it's not about devotee being engaged. Of course, she was also helping, but that's an indirect manner. By that logic, actually, Ravan is also a devotee only. Is there any other reason, explanation? Yeah?
No, I had a question, Prabhu.
No, firstly, answer this. I'll answer your question. I'm not running away.
No, what was your question?
My question was that why does God actually need our help? But here we see that he is asking help for everybody, every monkey. And frankly, what makes it even more difficult to believe is that he had a trained army who was all these tricks, all the weapons, every power, every demigod is under the thumb of Ravan. It's so much so that it's said that Meghnad was all powerful, but Shani in the last minute changed because he wanted all the astrological charts and all the every nakshatra to be in the right place. So Ravan was so powerful, but at the last moment Shani tripped, and that's where Meghnad became vulnerable. Otherwise, he was just simply invincible.
Prabhu, what's this verse in Bhagavad Gita that the Lord never desires fruits and results, that he doesn't need the fruits or for the help, but he just wants the activity that we are serving with love.
But that's again what you're saying is what he was saying that he want Ardea to serve, basically engage.
Yes, but he doesn't want the fruitive results, so no, he doesn't need help.
So I'm sorry, yes, Malay?
Yeah, can I say what I think about?
That's my question next.
That's what. I think our Lord just wanted us to show the right path, and also like because He's like gathering all to tell that what is right and the truth over evil, and when everyone is together there, I think that's how He is like trying to tell. For me, I think devotion can be done by anyone, but I think his main message was to tell people that what is right and goodness. I mean, that's what I think it is.
Mother, okay, I'll ask this way. You understand about what is good and bad, right?
Yeah.
When you are at home with your parents, you try to tell them good and bad. Are they going to listen to you? Whether you are, whatever your intention, but are they going to listen to you? Your own family member, forget about others. And by that logic, if they are talking good and bad, again, then his own stepmother conspires against him. Who's not instigated, but she got instigated. Kaki got instigated and asked for such a boon. Of course, Bharat Maharaj got very angry at his own mother, and then he went in disgust. But fact of the thing is that by that logic, is that working out here?
Yeah, I think in good or bad, I just meant to tell about how the whole Ramayana and kind of teaches, but the whole.
That's what we learn from Ramayana. But the question out here is that does God need our help? Because if you say no, then why is this whole thing happening? Okay, one reason is that okay, all these when you are showing that even ordinary monkeys can rise and have monkeys and bears, and they can rise, and birds are helping, and by that help, even a Ravan can be defeated. So basically, there is nobody is invincible, howsoever smart or intelligent you are. But what is the actual intention? That is the question.
Is it because
People are getting engaged. Okay, if I because in that situation, even right now we are living time, the war times, so we are deciding whose side we are in. Yeah. Yes, bro.
is it because he is a Maryada Purushottam, an ideal husband, ideal brother, and most importantly, an ideal king who would enforce his people's belief and his contribution and not behave like like a diplomat, or rather more like a dictator, and would probably do it more democratically because of his ideal king nature.
Well, democracy and aristocracy they don't go together. Democracy is a modern day concept. And another thing is that when we are talking about that, please realize one thing that here what is happening is that Ram is asked by Dashrath, and he said that since my father has given the word, I have to go, I go. What happens in 14 years, that's not a thing. 14 years he has to go, I go. And that's the reason, if you realize that Lord Dashrath's forces were also very powerful. But when Vishwamitra came and he said, I want Ram and Lakshmana to come with me. So he said, I will come with you. What will these two boys do? I'll come with you and I'll fight. My forces are very powerful. They will go and fight. But he did not. And following the same footsteps, Lord Ram did not ask Bharat Maharaj, okay, excuse me, hello, Tarvit se aapko, I need some help. Why don't you send me forces? Because this stupid person has taken my wife, so I just not to punish him. He didn't do that. He did not take anybody. What makes it so wonderful is that he did not take any help from his past. Since I'm living in forest, so whatever the resources available to me, I use only those. So basically, in management terms, he was using this optimal utilization of resources. So by that logic, he did not take anything from his past. He is taking everything what is around him, and from that he is doing that.
Maybe I can answer like about the question that you said. My assumption, I think according to what you said about does God really need our help? I feel like God can do everything by himself, but I just think like when we do our love towards him, and I think that makes him happy, and that's why the way he's like trying to tell us about the whole journey along with people is like I think he just wants us to unite and
So actually, I was tuning them, but right, it's exactly because he is Maryada Purushottam Ram. He has taken this avatar, and he has come here to set an example. He is not only ideal king, he is also ideal human being, and he is the standard by which everything happens. That's why even in Treta Yuga, everything was like Satyug. There was no misery, nothing under his rule. Everything was perfect under his rule because not because he was God, but he was doing everything which was rightly done, and that's why he was setting an example. And basically, he, as you rightly pointed out, that he wants our love and devotion. That's why it is mentioned that Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam, like whatever you give me with love, I accept it. Even if you give all the riches, but your heart is okay, I did it, or okay, so big deal, yeah, let's give it. That's not acceptable. But if anything which is best to your ability, you just give out of sheer love and affection, he accepts that. And most importantly, he glorifies his devotees. The very fact people remember Ramayana because such strange thing, monkey and Ganesh is going and helping and fighting. Anytime any problem is happening, monkey is going and so basically anybody who is not understood. They realize it's like wonderful event. And he is basically glorifying his devotees, like look at Lord Hanuman. And when you see any other example like this where he is glorifying any other avatar? Can somebody remember? Because if we ask one final question, who is the hero of Ramayana? It's Hanuman. He is the hero. Because God can do everything, but like you as parent, you like to do everything and anything, but when your child does something, okay, I came first, what? I got 30 out of 30 marks in my mathematics. You feel proud. You could be doing you are a human computer yourself like Shakuntala Devi, but the fact is that your child does something that gives you bigger pride. So parent always asks their children to go in the forefront and become the heroes, and that's our mentality of God also. Okay, let my devotee be praised. He can do everything, but he wants his devotee to do. So any more example that comes to mind? And that example is also very clear actually. In Dwapar Yuga, when Bhagavad Gita is being recited, and then when Arjuna is being shown the Virat Swarup of Krishna, he says that, and he realizes that actually Krishna doesn't need me. He doesn't need me at all. And he was showing lamentation and everything, and then he says, okay, You actually don't need me. Why? So basically, I want you to get the glory. I want you to be glorified. And I'm saying that you declare that whatever you say, I'll stick to that. If you say something for time and memory, I'll stick because you are my devotee. I'll break my words. But if you say, I'll stick to that. Because he wants to glorify the devotee. That's why the hero of Mahabharata is Arjuna. It's not that God needs at all, but he just wants people to remember, okay, these are because if he said, Krishna killed everybody, he says, yeah, I can do that, but then what's the glory? And why should people follow me in any case? Because they say, oh, okay, he's God, okay, we can try to, but we cannot do that. But ordinary people, like ordinary monkey, ordinary man, do such wonderful things. That's what people will remember. That's why he's setting example. Another case in which we remember, in the previous pastime, Prabhu. Who is the hero? It is a small child, Prahlad Maharaj, 5-year-old boy. And he perfectly like what we were discussing this Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You know, just to just say this Mahamantra, just only this month and nothing else. So 6 months and he perfected his life. It takes lifetime for these stages also. But within 6 months he perfected his life. So God is always giving examples and always glorifying his devotees. So, summing up, we'll say that basically whenever there is a rise of a religion, then Krishna comes or sends his avatar to help. And when we have fully surrendered, that makes Krishna very happy. And then whatever we do, whatever we have, Krishna protects that and he supports with what we don't have. And moving forward, since Dashara was the beginning, it culminates in Diwali when Lord Ram went back to Ayodhya. And that's the time where everybody was appreciating that. And immediately after that will be Govardhan Puja. So, if there's any question or any comment, I would like to thank you very much for having the patience and tolerating me. Yes?
Before I heard about this, the bridge to Lanka, that they were writing the holy name on the stones. I haven't heard about this, that Nala and Neem monkeys, that there was some curse. But there was also in the picture that there was, I think, the name of Lord Ram, if you can show in the previous. They're building this bridge and then there's this monkeys writing on the stones.
Yeah, what is this one?
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
So, which is right?
The thing is that he has she's seen his picture also, all monkeys but Hanuman was also writing in this, and all these stones now we were throwing the water. So they were floating. And by the way, I have also seen this floating stone. It is in some temple in South India side. So they do exist. And you see this bridge is still there. Yeah.
I have one question regarding this
Yes, no.
stone. See, I think what I have heard is something different.
No, please come to the question. What you heard, we are here for that
Because
only.
the thing is that if we write a Ram, that is a Lord name, and we pray to him,
Yeah,
and if the name has been written on a stone,
yeah.
and it has been thrown on the water, and the monkeys and the humans and the Ram, they have walked. So is it right that if we write a Ram name and walk on that, is that correct? Because Ram is a Ram, because Ram se bada Ram ka naam, as we say in
Prabhu, so you are saying that they were doing Naam Aparadh,
yes,
if I'm not mistaken. Okay, right.
that my guru has told that this was not mentioned. This is just people are telling, because no one will write a Ram Naam and walk on that. So no one will do the Naam Aparadh.
Okay, let's not get into that. I'll answer your question by another question. Some people wonder, and it's another pastime, when alliance was being formed, and Hanuman went in a disguise of an old Brahmin, and then he started talking and trying to identify who are these two people who are having bows and arrows, and they look like saints or monks, but with arrows. So he just goes to check their identity because that time demons were very, very powerful; they could change their forms. So Hanuman himself could change his form. So he was wondering, are they here some spies of his elder brother Bali to kill him? Because Bali was also very angry. So he was just checking out there, and then they agreed, and then he realized that okay, they are Ram and Lakshman only because his heart was telling him. So he brought, and then Sugriva and Ram and they shook hands, That time he said, okay, I'm very scared. I could have helped you, but I cannot help because I'm living in exile myself. Like you are in exile, I'm also in exile. What two beggars can do with each other? So he said, okay, I'll take care of this Bali, you just go there. And then there was a fight. And then Lord Ram shot Bali and killed Bali. At that time, Bali also asked the same thing. What you are doing, is it dharma? What you are doing is dharma. So then he said that, okay, you have a dharma and dharma. That's not for human beings. Like if a monkey makes a mistake, or an animal or anybody, like if you go out, like few days back, I was in Kokesari Zoo, and I saw that they were eating meat, so they won't get any reaction. But if I eat as a human being, I will get all the reaction. In fact, this carnation, everything is coming only in human form. It doesn't go on animals. So likewise, if you are, frankly speaking, it's shown, it's written by some devotee only, and we see this picture also. That's why I'm showing this picture. It maybe it was written or not written, but of course the stones are thrown by Nal and Neel. That is a right thing. Well, name was written on stone or not, or by some devotee out of affection has written that they were just writing Ram and then they're throwing. That's also possible. It may or may not be possible. So I'm not hammering on that point. But fact only, even if it was written, let's go with that logic, it was written as it is shown here in many pictures, many places. If it was done, then the karmic reaction will come only on human beings, not on animals.
But Nal and Neel were the humans.
How? They are also monkeys only. Why do they cut curse? Because they have this habit of the throwing everything in water. Because you try that's why they say that the mind is a monkey. You just give monkey, or that's why they said that whatever you teach a monkey, at the end of the day, they
So
just.
are you telling if monkey does anything, the aparat will not go to him?
That's what it is mentioned.
So
Who was the human being other than Ram and Lakshman? Who was the human being?
Even humans are also monkey.
By that logic, you can eat meat also, and then you say that I'm just a monkey tracking.
By your words, if you take that, so humans are also monkey. So if you do that, aparat will not come.
I'm sorry, but I strongly disapprove this Darwin's theory. I don't believe that man and monkey are the same, because we are sitting here, we can discuss, we have intelligent discussion. If you are monkeys, I'll be fighting with you, and you'll be scratching me. It will be as simple as that.
From the childhood, we have been taught that humans are also monkeys. So.
We behave like monkeys. We behave like monkeys. That's why they say that you are very mischievous, and that's why these Vedas are to make us proper human beings.
Okay, but so.
No, I'm not hammering with my discussion, but I'm just giving you a counter logic.
That's all.
Also, Prabhu, when Lord Rama himself is here, there is ordering that the people bridge and how can it be aparat.
I'm sorry?
When Lord Ram himself is ordering this bridge to be built, how can they take aparat?
Because that's Lord's wish.
But I'm curious if the name is there on the stones, because
Well,
bridge is
that's what that was his also question was that if the name is there, then how can monkeys walk? Monkeys can walk. That's not a problem.
Ram also has walked from that bridge, so that aparat should come to Ram also.
Ram is Lord Vishnu himself, and this is
but he is a human. At this moment.
He's setting an example. But if you see that all his powers, when he was killing all the demons and all those things. So that question of you, it seems to will remain in gray zone. But God and animals, it's only human beings which get this reaction. Okay. And in this entire war, there was not a single human being other than Vibhishan. And Vibhishan could fly in any case. They will say about how about Vibhishan walking? Because he came flying from Lanka because he being coming from human race. So that's the point. Yes, bro.
Quick realization. The whole Srimad Bhagavatam is all about devotees, I guess.
I'm sorry?
All glorifying about devotees in Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yes, so that's what is, that basically is glorifying devotees only. Yes, you had some question, bro.
Yes, I have a question.
Please be loud because here I cannot hear your sound.
Okay. Should we, we, normal people, should we fight against demons or demonic powers? Should we? Now, in this moment.
How do you define demons?
Huh?
How do you define demons?
Fight against demons.
No, that's my question is, but how, first of all, whether we fight over demons or not, that's a different issue. But how do you define a demon in the first place?
I mean that,
because in our human lifetime, all the anarthas which are in our thoughts, everything, that's all demons only.
I mean that demons all the time try to take control over people. If isn't it right?
Well, that's the logic. Then even my own demonic tendencies are making me take control of the situations. I also keep making the same mistakes. So I'm a demon within myself.
Should we resist against demons?
Of course, we have to.
Okay, so we have to take machine guns on our hands and go against them.
But how will you use a machine gun to shoot yourself? Because I'm saying that we are within ourselves having demonic tendencies.
I didn't say that to myself.
So you mean to say that all demons are equal, but some demons are more equal, like.
Demonic powers.
So you mean to say that I don't see the demon within me, but I start being judgmental and start killing. Then of course, then I'm incurring further sins.
Demons do bad things.
Well, that's exactly my question: is who do we define as demon?
So if Krishna killed the demons,
Yeah.
why we can't kill the demons also?
But the thing is Krishna, and we are talking about a person who knows what he's doing. We are not even. If we say that how many shlokas are there in Bhagavad Gita, we are struggling. Is 700? Are you sure? Then how many are coming only from Krishna, and how many times questions are being asked by Sanjay? How many times questions are being asked by Dhritarashtra? How many more Arjun? We will start making mistake on that also. So when our knowledge itself is not enough, how are you qualified enough to even fight against demons? At best, we can protect ourselves.
Krishna is allowed to kill demons, but we are not.
Krishna is not allowed to kill demons because Krishna is the authority himself. How can an authority allow authority himself? Krishna is the authority himself.
If he gives authority, for example, to
If he gives you authority, then by all means.
then I can.
Then yes, you are avatar, then you please go ahead and do what you want to do.
Okay.
What Krishna wants you to do, not what you want to do. Because everybody else does the same.
Now I understood.
Any other question?
Thank you.